It's me again, and in this video today we're gonna talk about Johann Sebastian Bach. Johann Sebastian Bach was born on March, or ja, was ist das hier? March 21 or March 31, 1685 in Eisenach. Eisenach is in East Germany in the today's state of Thuringia. Johann Sebastian Bach died in July 28, 1750 in Leipzig, and his grave is at the Thomaskirche in Leipzig. He is considered by many as one of the greatest musicians of all time, if not the greatest musician of all time. Many classical musicians like Mozart, Beethoven, Wagner, Tchaikovsky, Mendelssohn were basically or were mostly influenced by Johann Sebastian Bach. He is by some considered as the founder of modern music. And I guess you can say that without him, musicians like Mozart or Beethoven or Wagner, Tchaikovsky, and so on would not even exist. Yeah. About his early childhood. Johann Sebastian Bach, he came from an traditional family of musicians. His father was a musician, and his grandfather and great-grandfather were too. So you can basically say that music was in his blood. And Johann Sebastian Bach had, I would say, a very tough childhood, because both of his parents, his mother and his father, they died very young, and his older siblings had to take care of the rest of the family, and they took care of their education and apprenticeship, so they made sure that Johann Sebastian Bach would be an great musician, and he did. Yeah. And to move forward, I want to try. I tried to keep it as short as possible. Johann Sebastian Bach basically spent most of his life in Eastern Germany, or what was back then known as the eastern part of the Holy Roman Empire, which was the predecessor nation of modern Germany. He was married from 1707 until there are critics about Bach who claim that Bach only became very famous after his death, and he was not that famous during his living years. Yeah, you can make yourself an opinion about that. According to my research, he was already very famous during his living years. He had many admirers, and he was he influenced a lot of musicians who wanted to be as him, like such a great musician. Yeah, and yeah, as I said in the beginning, Bach is considered by many as the founder of modern music. His most famous works are the Brandenburg Concertos, or I believe in Germany it was called die Brandenburgischen Konzerte, then the Goldberg Variations. I'm saying it the English titles now because in case you want to hear that, then there's a Concerto for two violins in D minor, then the well-tempered clavier, Saint Matthew Passion, Toccata and Fugue in D minor, 6 suites for solo cello, B minor Mass, violin partita number 2, and flute sonata in B minor. Yeah, and of course these are his most famous works, and he of course made lots of other works, if you want to call it like that, music, than this. About his a bit about his private life. He had 20 children from his 2 marriages, 7 from his first and 13 from his second marriage, but most of his kids they didn't reach adulthood. They died very young, and 4 of his sons later became very successful musicians as well. Yeah. What else can I tell you about Johann Sebastian Bach? Yeah. About his religion. He was a Protestant and a very devout Christian. Some say he's the pride of the Protestant denomination, the Protestant Lutheran faith. Yeah. Whatever you think about that is up to you. And in his music, he references to Christianity and Jesus, and I myself believe that Johann Sebastian Bach was a very how should I say, very religious man, that he believed in God and tried his best to be a good follower of Jesus Christ. And it can be seen as in his works. And he, according to my research, he also visited lots of churches during his living years, and he checked their did his inspection on the instruments in these churches. And I don't know if I should count more of his works. I'm not such a big into classical music, so I don't know much about Bach's work, but of course I listened to some of his work. I believe most people in the world have, regarding his religion, and he wrote the so-called Passionen, like Matthew Passion, Johannes Passion, John, Lucas, Luke. Of course that's references to the Bible, to the book of Matthew, the book of John, the book of Luke, and so on. I just mentioned it. He was a very devout Christian, and about his death. According to my research, before he died, he got got blind, and he became very sick, and he got blind, and he got very sick, and I believe that probably because of that he lost the faith, lost the will to live, and he died. But nevertheless, I just said that he lived from 1685 until 750. So he got 65 years old, which at that time was already a high age. You will probably think that for today's standards it's kind of low. I agree with that. I believe most people would say today, if someone died at 65, he died young. But back then, you could say he died old. I'm over 15 minutes now, and to summarize, Bach, so he was a German musician from the classical era, so he made classic music. He is considered by many to be the founder of modern music. Musicians that came after him, after his death, like Mozart, Beethoven, Wagner, Tchaikovsky, you name it, all of them, they were mostly influenced by him. Or you can say that without Bach, people like Mozart, Beethoven, Wagner, and so on, they would not even exist. Yeah, he is world famous. He still is world famous. Many of his works are still played by orchestras or whatever you wanna call that. And Bach is almost dead for 300 years now, and people are still listening to his music, and I believe in 300 years people will still listen to his music. You can say that regarding Germany, that back then when Germany was really Germany, we had these great musicians like Bach, Mozart, Beethoven, and so on. And this is something that is, I would say, typical for Germany. We have the greatest musicians of all time. Yeah, I don't want to brag, but that's just that's just my opinion. But of course, our countries have great musicians as well. I mean, now from a classical era. So, yeah, I believe that's everything I have to tell you about Johann Sebastian Bach. Yeah. Well, I think I want to add one thing, that is that why he became so famous during that time is that his technique, the way he played, was something new during that time, and I believe that's why he became so influential, and that's why many musicians after him were influenced by him, because he created something completely new. Anyway, I hope you liked that video, and I hope I didn't bore you too much with it. I see you guys next time. Yeah, and I hope you're gonna enjoy the rest of the week. So stay safe.